Hello, 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 beautiful souls, and welcome to today's training, the client creation codes. This is potentially the one you have been waiting for. It is super duper 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 valuable, and I really wish that I had had all of these codes when I first started. So this is just the introduction video to this section, to this module, the client creation codes, I'm going to be breaking down for you into lots of mini different videos, about 10 or so mini different videos for you, so you can really slow down and digest them. So we have some learning outcomes today, super duper high level. The first is to get a high level overview of what the 22 client creation codes. My goodness, William, I hear you talking about codes all the time. Codes for coaches. What are these codes? Well, you're about to find out. You're also going to learn why you need to print these out. And I use the word need. It is more than a request. It is a super duper valuable exercise for you to print these out so that you can see them, hopefully in your office, if you have an office, or somewhere to hand, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, so you can constantly be looking at them. Actually, here's a good idea. Below this video and below every single last video that you will get in this module will be a copy of the PDF where you can download the codes and print them out. And I invite you to print them and put them in your bathroom. So every single day when you're brushing your teeth, you can read through the codes and you can start to mull over and think about them. Because really, when you have these codes downloaded and embodied and really second nature in your system, plus you understand the infinite lead generation formula, which I also invite you print out next to your bathroom mirror or somewhere you can see regularly, those two things combined are enough for you to become a master at client creation. On top of that, you're also going to get, obviously, the playbook. You're going to learn how to play the fully good game, and you're also going to get the sales codes, which are going to really support it. But fundamentally, this training could delete everything else that I'm going to teach you, which is all going to be jam-packed full of value to make things even easier for you. And just as long as you fully understand and embody these 22 client creation codes and the infinite lead generation formula, you are good to go. So let's get stuck straight in. Why client creation codes? So I thought it'd be useful just to break down each word within this phrase, client creation code. So first and foremost, client. What is the definition of a client? It's not necessarily a word that many of us will look up. And actually, one of my mentors very often likes to use the distinction between the word customer and client, because actually he did look it up. And when you do look up the definition of the word client, it holds an even more powerful realization of our duty to our clients. So what do I mean? What is the definition of the word client? A client is someone who is under the care and protection of another. I love that. Whereas a customer, I'm not sure the definition of the customer, but this isn't this so beautiful? A client is somebody who is under your care and protection. And I really feel that the vibration, the energy of that is so powerful, particularly as it pertains to doing 12-dimensional, high vibrational business. So you master client creation by embodying this understanding that you are here to serve those who are under your care and protection. And particularly, and I will be explaining this a little bit more in the serve code, which is the #1 code, particularly even before they've hired you. So it's this bringing this in client creation, the whole energetics of creating clients is this vibration that the people that you are serving are under your care and protection, and that you're here to serve them even before they have hired you. Super duper valuable. And when we get into the service code, I'm going to really expound upon that as well. Creation. So often I hear people and business coaches talking about how clients are manifested. It was actually when you really dig into the understanding of what manifestation is, you realize actually it's created. And so I don't like the word manifested at all, because I feel that in some definitions or some, should we say, rudimentary or basic or incorrect understandings of what the word manifestation means, it implies not doing anything. So what does creation mean? I chose the word creation particularly as opposed to something like, materialized or manifested. So creation means to cause something to exist that would not naturally evolve. That implies that you create. You don't manifest. They're not materialized. They don't just appear on your roster. They are created by virtue of how you show up and take action in the world. Now, these codes are going to be teaching you principles, essentially, ways of being, mindsets to embody, best practices of how you can act and show up in the world. This is not something that is passive. This is something you create clients by being and engaging and doing. Super duper important. It's not just about sitting back and waiting for them to arrive. Sure, sometimes you might just be having a coffee somewhere and somebody does arrive. Then, once they arrive, you need to engage with them, and the codes are going to teach you how to engage. Super duper important. A code. What is a code? I love the word code. I love the word code so much. And so a code fundamentally is a system of principles or rules. So to become a master of client creation, you must learn and embody a distilled set of principles or ways of being in the world that will make client creation an effortless part of your life. So really, another word could be a habit or a principle or a way of being, or a rule, should we say. But I prefer the word code. And also one of the reasons why I like the word code is it reminds me of the samurai. A samurai would follow a certain code of conduct to follow. If we join an organization, there might be certain codes of conduct for us to follow. But also, the word code also comes from the land of computer programming, where you have a source code, and that source code is the very essence of the fabric of the actual program itself. So I like the word code. So here we are, client creation code. Now, what are these codes? What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you very, very quickly and briefly, just high level, the 22 client creation codes. So you have it in your field, you have it in your sense of awareness. Obviously, I really invite you to print these out as well, like I've already mentioned, because really, I cannot stress enough, this program has been designed with a lot of thought and care, and that may not be obvious to you now. That doesn't necessarily matter to me. What matters to me is that you get results. And I have purposefully I'm purposefully drilling in the point that I really, really, really cannot stress enough the importance of mastering and embodying these codes. And so I cannot stress enough the importance of downloading these codes, seeing them regularly, and also ranking yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'll bring that into your awareness again and multiple times. But what we get to do is, when you go through all these codes, and when I've taught you all these codes and you really understand, and I'm going to do my best to dimensionalize these codes so you really understand them, what you then get to do is rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Well, where am I in terms of my embodiment? And you might find that some of them you're 10 out of 10, you're 9 out of 10, but some of them you're 3 out of 10. The fastest way for you to become fully booked is to have a look at your 3s and turn them into 8s and 9s and 10s. That's going to be the fastest way. So not only are you going to have these codes, these ways of being in the world to support you, but it's also knowing them, having them as part of your awareness is going to help you notice very, very quickly, like a surgeon looking exactly for the precise place to look. Like a doctor diagnosing yourself, I should say, of exactly what's going right and what isn't going right as it pertains to client creation. So many times I hear examples, and I'm going to share more of these types of examples of coaches that do so many things really, really well, but because they are unaware of or haven't mastered a certain code, they're not actually converting clients. Super duper important. So these 22 client creation codes are going to show you exactly what you need to work on. Boom. So happy you have them, and I wish that I had them when I first started. So the 22 client creation codes, what are they? Stay high. Always come from service. This is about the vibration you embody when you go about creating clients. Slow down. It will speed everything up. My goodness, is slowing down so important. I am slowing down with you before we go straight into strategy to really show you all, to take my time and really show you all the foundational principles that when you go into actually starting to speak to and getting inside conversations with potential clients, it's going to make everything so much faster. Conversations versus creative avoidance, why we need to be spending more time inside conversations and why anything else is essentially avoiding creating clients. Never cold call. Never cold call. Share stories, not benefits. They are so much more powerful. My goodness. Find the goal behind the goal. When you find the deep down goal in the person in front of your potential client, they are going to jump at the chance to work with you if you can also convey that you are the one to help them reach that goal. Be so good they can't ignore you. This is an offshoot or a further dimensionalization of the service code. Really, when you are so good at what you do, your clients are going to renew and you're going to get referrals and just going to have a waiting list, and it's going to make life so much easier for you. Sell the experience, not the concept. Give people a taste of what it's like to work with you. So the only decision they have to make is, do I want more of this? Use the referral triangle. You've heard me speak about this. You're finally going to get to learn it. Honestly, the referral triangle, some people I've taught this to, and this one principle alone has changed everything for them. I even had a session with somebody yesterday, and it was just like, boom, huge breakthrough just from this one code. And you've got another 21. Limitation increases your value. Why it's important to highlight and stress all the areas of your limitation as it pertains to client creation. Hold the doctor frame, how you show up as a leader in the client creation process, and to avoid role reversal. Stay in rapport. Everything is about rapport. I cannot tell you, we know this, you know this, you're a coach, so you understand rapport. But it's incredible for me. I've been on enrollment conversations with people that I was going to buy from, and then they did something, and I'll share some examples of this in that actual code. They've done something which has broke rapport, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to work with you, not going to hire you. Rapport is so key. The deeper rapport, the deeper we can go. Qualify for magic. Why we are looking for that magic in the human being. We're looking for soul-aligned clients only. Pull, never push. I'm going to be sharing with you the energetics of client creation, of sales, of enrollment, how it's about pulling, not pushing. Super duper valuable. Leadership in the close. So many times, have you ever been in this situation where you've got a yes and then they don't follow through afterwards? Maybe it's because you didn't show leadership in the close. Possibility, not affordability. When you get off a conversation with somebody and they haven't said an immediate yes, they need to go away and think about it. Why it's so important to leave them in the land of the context of what is possible if you were to work together, not what is affordable. Super subtle, super powerful. Be okay with no. Yes lives in the land of no. No's are actually not yets a lot of the time, but why you should feel really cool and comfortable with no, and not allow that sense of rejection to get in the way from you creating another client. Do not be needy. My goodness. The amount of times I've asked clients at the very early of our work together to show me some text messages they have with their potential clients, and it's just riddled with neediness. I'm going to show you how not to come across as needy and why it's so important not to come across as needy when you, in all of your communication with potential clients. You don't need them. You might need a client, but you don't need them. Don't text when a conversation would be better. It's so interesting and curious how subconsciously so many coaches avoid getting inside conversations. Remember, it's all about conversations with a potential client or with people that they've spoken to and are following up with, because subconsciously they are avoiding an insider conversation. And never sell or objection handle over text message. No way. Don't text when a conversation would be better. Understand the half-life of enthusiasm and momentum. Super key, super important. We want to be harnessing and using enthusiasm that we create inside conversations, whether they be face-to-face, in the DMs, or after sales conversations, or in sales conversations, or after free sessions with our potential clients, because enthusiasm wanes and diminishes over time. We don't want to recreate it. We want to use it when we've got it. Super duper duper key. The amount of clients that I see coaches lose because they haven't embodied that principle. Track your numbers. Track your numbers. Now, this is a very fun way of going about doing client creation, and as 12D as I can possibly embody and make it for you. And tracking increases your level of awareness, and by virtue of your level of awareness being increased, and I'm going to show you exactly what to track and what numbers to track, you'll notice that you start to take actions in a more aligned way, and you actually get more clarity. It's like, wow, I thought I did a lot, but actually I was doing a lot of creative avoidance this week, and I wasn't really doing the things I should be doing. I'm going to show you what the things you should be doing are, and which numbers to track to make sure that you are doing those things. Quick little hint. The most important one is tracking how many conversations you've had each week, FYI. Proximity is power, super duper important. Who is your tribe? Who are you spending time with? The environmental circumstances around you, and how important they are. Not only because your tribe and your network is such a great way to create clients, but also the people around you, if they don't believe in you, if they have limited thinking, etc., 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 can oppress you, repress you, and keep you down and keep you small. And we are here. We are here because you have made a decision to play a big game, and your tribe is super duper valuable and important for that mission. And that is the reason why you have a lifetime membership to this community, because tribe and proximity is the source of your power. So those are the high level codes outlined for you. Now, before we move on and complete this introduction, I just want to say and share some highest respects for service. I almost feel like, you know, when especially in Hindu traditions, before they start a lecture or anything it might be, they'll look at their guru and their guru's guru and go, high respect to my guru and his guru. They certainly do in all the Indian lineages that I've been a part of, particularly Hare Krishnas. And just before I break down these codes, I think it's very, very important for me to honor one of my mentors, Stephen Chandler, because he is very, very formative and foundational in my thinking as it pertains to client creation and these client creation codes. In fact, some of these codes come directly from him. Some of them are hybrids of his. Some of them are me playing with his, dare I said, improving some of his, and certainly his work has, and obviously majority and have inspired my own, and also there's a whole bunch that are purely my own here as well. But really, these client creation codes would not be in existence at all if it wasn't for this man. And I'm so grateful for all of his wisdom. If you haven't read his book, The Prosperous Coach, I highly recommend you read his book. He has something called the 18 Disciplines, of which my understanding, reading, and embodying of those have really formed the foundation of these client creation codes. So respect due where respect deserved, and I have so much respect for this man. And if these and when these codes affect your life, know that he has indirectly served you by virtue of him serving me. So I have so much love for him. So what is up next? So I'm going to be breaking down all of the client creation codes. I'm going to batch them into batches of 3, apart from for the first one, which is the service code, because that one is so powerful, it deserves its own training video. So that one's the one up next. Again, I've already shared this, but please, 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 if you haven't already, print out the PDF or put that on your to-do list to make sure that you print out the PDF ASAP, or at the very least, just write them out by hand if you don't have a printer. It doesn't matter, doesn't need to look pretty, just you need to have them in front of you all the time. I cannot stress enough the importance of bringing into the front of your mind as you're developing the skill to master client creation, these codes, and where you stand and where you rank in relation to each one. Rank yourself weekly so that we know which ones to work on. Super duper important. And again, I'm myself, Johanna, Class 2 Love and Abundance coach, is going to be on top of you, and I'm going to be asking you every single week where you're scoring with these as well. So I'm here to hold you super duper accountable as it pertains to embodying these codes. Righty ho, see you in the next video. Sending you so much love. And next up, the service code. Stay high. Big love.